God is good.
Good kid.
Hey,
A
breathe,
friend of mine
buddy.
years ago taught me when I was coming up,
Let's get that
and I was
100
deciding
age.
if I was going to do this, if I was going to
They,
pursue this life. And
they
he's an
ate.
Indian friend of mine. He said, "Abnahito kab." I
They
think that
ate.
means if not now, then when. So whatever you
Let's
want to
get
do,
it.
Abnahito kab. What would you do if you weren't afraid? And I love thinking about that when I'm thinking about big life decisions. Like, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And it's usually like the big one, the bigger thing that I really want to do, but I'm afraid to do it. It's like, that's what I should do.
Well, you should be afraid of taking
Oh,
risks and
it's a
pursuing
bit,
something,
it's a bit cold.
but you should
So
be
until
more
I get
afraid
warmed
of
up,
staying where you
I
are.
wanna
It's making you miserable. It's like the
cover
first
up.
thing you want to do is dispense with the
And
idea that
when
you
I'm
get to
feeling
have
warm, then I'm
any
gonna
any permanent
get
security
comfortable.
outside of your
But
ability
the
to
winds are on
contend
my
with
side.
adapt. It's the same issue with children. It's like you're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
And if you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
If you play it safe, you're going to exist. You only get to live when you take risks. Ain't no living in safety. You can't be the man if you don't jump. You can't be top dog unless you fight the other dog.
Radio time.
Ain't nobody finna give you the championship.
I actually
You
just
don't win
came
the title
back
without
from
coming to the
my
fight.
office job.
You don't win the fight
So
without
this is the shit
training.
I had.
You
And I
need to
just
put
wanted to check
yourself
that.
in uncomfortable
And
situations, in uncomfortable
Still a
scenarios.
bit cold.
Okay? If you
So I'm
do
not
easy
comfortable
things,
yet. I'm not
you will
warm
have a
enough
hard
yet.
life. If you do hard things, you will have an easy life. Let me say it again. If you do easy things, you will have a hard life. If you do hard things, you will have an easy life. As a man, you have to understand that we as men, we do better in environments where we are uncomfortable. Okay? You put pressure on a rock, it turns into a diamond.
You gotta let go of that stuff from the past because it just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you choose to be now.
The comfort zone is dangerous. When you're comfortable, you are at most danger. The comfort zone is somewhere you should never feel comfortable
You can't
You
be
should be
chasing
happy.
comfort.
and dissatisfied. Anybody ever tell you, hey, look, you know what?
Can't be
You should
chasing
be satisfied
comfort.
with what you got. Don't believe him. Get him away from you. You should never be satisfied with what you got. Because the attempt to get more makes you into something better all the time. Don't let anybody tell you, hey, man, you should just be happy with, no.
But one of the things that really motivates me, or one of my most powerful motivational frames, is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination. And thinking like, I want to be bulletproof. I want to be bulletproof in these ways. I want to be bulletproof in my marriage. I want to be bulletproof in my business, etc. And I think about that man, whoever I want him to be. Like we said, hell is when you look at who you could have been and realize that you're not that person. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man
Appreciate.
through to make him who he
Appreciate.
is? Like, it wouldn't be easy
Appreciate.
times. It wouldn't be
Appreciate
quick
the
wins.
support.
It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be
Appreciate the
the
support.
toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp, that are right above my threshold, and continuing to do that to like lift the weight, to build the muscle, to break it down and do it over and over again, because like that's what creates the character traits that are the man that I want to be. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of like looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you. I'm not there yet, but I'm making you.
Work. So I wanted to project myself forward to age 80 and say, okay, now I'm looking back on my life. I want to have minimized the number of regrets I have. And I knew that when I was 80, I was not going to regret having tried this. I was not going to regret having wanted, trying to participate in this thing called the internet that I thought was going to be a really big deal. I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not ever having tried. And I knew that that would haunt me every day. And so when I thought about it that way, it was an incredibly easy decision.
You get older, think about things. My estimate historically, 80% of the time it ends up in the can like Johnny said. Or on the embalming table of Cordiarelli. No risk, no reward.
Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want.
This next 5-year window is when you don't go practical and faith. This is not the time to get the job mom wanted you to.
Oh, yeah,
This is the
cut my
time to
hair.
realize that you have a 5-year window.
Those who saw the
This
live
is a 5-year
stream
window for you
and,
to attack the life
foundation
that
of
you
an
want to
afro.
win.
You have to take chances in life. You don't take chances in life, you will never have the life God has for you. Life is about risk. If you play it safe in life, you ain't gonna have much of a life. If you play it safe, you won't have much of a life.
Let's get this cardio.
It take courage.
Your heart.
to-
Well, thank you.
I just did it. It cost me
Your
everything, but
knees.
eventually,
Well,
God is
thank you.
very good, man. He sees you
Your
take
kids.
faith.
Well, thank you.
He supplies you everything to pay what it costs to go after your dream, because you're gonna have to hurt a little bit.
Appreciate
Ears a
it.
mile wide and an inch deep.
Those who are
And so it
watching.
looks like this ocean that you're
Let
going
me
to
know
step
where you're
into and
watching
drown.
from.
But as soon as you step
I
into it, you
am
realize it was
in winter,
not that deep
Cape
at all,
Town,
and you can keep
South
walking through it.
Africa.
And I just love that visual because a lot of times when it's like we have this anxiety around this big decision we have to make, if you actually take the step and realize that it's not death, you're not going to drown immediately. There's plenty of other steps you can take from there, even if you get a little wet.
I don't quit. I may not make it the first time, but I'll come back.
Success isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in silence. In the moments no one else will ever know about. What people see is just the tip of the iceberg. But what they don't see is where the real story lies. It's not just about showing up when everyone's watching. It's the grind in the dark, the hours spent mastering the smallest details, and the discipline to keep going even when it feels pointless. So put in the work when no one's looking, because that's what separates those who want it from those who make it happen.
The best way to fight the demons that chase you in the night is to stop and turn around. Turn around. Face it. Man up.
In the end, I don't care whether you love me or you hate me, just as long as I win. Everything that you're worried about is going to be
It's a
gone like
win,
that.
I
Your
guess.
only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
The humbling reality that I'm not special. And if you want to be good at anything, you have to work really hard. And if you want to be the best in the world at something like I do, I want to build robots better than anybody else in the world. Or whether that's knitting or yodeling, anything, you have to work. But you have to work harder than anyone else in the world.
Most people's number one fear is public humiliation. I don't give a anymore. I'm afraid of it because I've had plenty.
Some of you just don't understand. Some of you have been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work. But there's a lot of you out there who want to be much more than average, but just don't know how to do it every single day, the grind. You can find someone that almost ears up. So check it out. This is a mindset. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But there's a motherfucker out there who wants what you have, who wants the position you are, who wants the job you have, who wants the wife that you have, or the husband. There's someone out there hungry and wants everything you have. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if it is, it's gonna be your ass. So make that a motivation for you.
Now you know what giving your all is. And you will not succeed in business or any endeavor in life until that fight you just went through is applied to the same endeavor.
Whatever reasons that we usually give ourselves in the beginning for why we can't achieve something, you can almost always find not only just someone, but someone who's achieved world-class levels of success with worse conditions than you currently have, which then means it's absolutely possible. And then the only thing that it takes to get there is work.
Be the now what you want to be later. That starts right now. If you're not doing the now, don't ever expect the later to be the person you want to look in the mirror.
We should not criticize ourselves. We should not say the things that we could have done better. But I believe that that voice isn't an insecurity. I think it's a version that wants you to chase your potential.
Come on. Come on. Your all's a lot more than you know. You got more inside of you to give. Stop selling yourself so short.
unwavering confidence is a lie. The fears never go away completely. They just don't linger as long.
There's so much opportunity on the other side of being willing to persist for an extended period of time on the correct path without getting positive reinforcement from your environment. And the longer you can stick with something without that positive feedback loop in terms of the big external thing, the easier the opportunities are because so few people can pursue them.
I've found greater fulfillment in the journey of
Now
pursuing my
it's
goals than in the
definitely
moment of
getting
achieving
warmer.
them.
It won't get harder. Like, this is the hardest part. And so if you can just make it through this, everything else is downhill. It's not that the things that the dragons are going to slay aren't going to get bigger. They are. But you become so much more equipped to slay them back. And you have so many more allies. You have people in the stands cheering for you. You have the audience. You have all of these other things that are behind you. But at the beginning, it's just you with a stick against a bear. No one ever tells stories about the hero who made it all happen immediately and had no hardships. No one cares. Everyone loves the story because we can see ourselves in the character and how much we hope to be like them. And it's the being like them, not the having what they have, that we usually like. So tell yourself you're going to do something you don't think you really can do. You're creating this gap between your beliefs and your reality, which creates more stress in yourself and inability to perform, in my opinion.
If my life was a movie and someone were to watch it, I hope they'd be inspired to take risks, not just risks to achieve success, but embrace feelings, both pride and shame, fear and excitement. Personally, I want to experience as much life as possible, and that only happens when you embrace the highs and the lows.
If you don't have the highs, you don't have lows, it doesn't come. If you numb the bad, you numb the good. When you learn to embrace them, they're way more fleeting than you realize.
What have you learned about how to deal with and overcome fear?
Go. When all that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that is actually going to happen, they all disappear when you go. So just take action and start moving forward. That is the moment that can last a million years, is waiting to go. You're upside down financially, relationship went south, you got whatever those things are, your credit card debt is up, you got fired for your job. Okay, you're in a terrible situation.
Too close.
What are your options?
Slightly.
What you have to do is, well, you kind of have to prioritize.
Maybe it's gonna sound better, but
okay, I got all these bad things going on in my life. What is my biggest problem right now? And you gotta say, okay,
I actually need
with solving that problem.
that
And you gotta start
to keep me
going
going.
back to, I think it was the initial thing that we talked about.
I need that to keep me going.
In a year from now,
So hopefully it sounds a little bit better now. I moved it
1 year from now,
a little bit.
so they won't add it here party Saturday night. They're not willing to sacrifice. I'm like the lone survivor in here. You know? Tonight will be over with 2. Tomorrow I'll be stronger for it. Another day will go by. 365 of them happen so fast. Who are you going to be in a year from now? And in a year from now, does that future person hold regret or pride?
How does it sound now? Does it sound better?
You're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And then you're gonna fail.
A lot of people wait for perfect conditions to start, don't realize that starting is the perfect condition.
Tired, don't mean nothing. Tired is only in the mind. Tell yourself I'm tired, you're gonna be tired. I don't get tired.
It doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
Rest at the end, not in the middle.
You have one life, don't settle for mediocrity.
Life without those challenges is just existence. Don't just exist. Go live.
We're not on the stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way.
As I said, I don't play Roblox, unfortunately.
Worker in the room.
Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it. The only true test of intelligence is if you get what you want out of life. And there are 2 parts to that. One is getting what you want, so you know how to get it. And the second is wanting the right things, knowing what to want in the first place. Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop. And this is why they don't win. And this relates to another one, which is a reminder for the gladiators in the arena who feel beat up and scarred with no hope in sight. Building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people can't do it, but you can.
Two forms of pain. Pain that breaks you and the pain that changes you. That's the pain of the change right there. That's the pain of progress. The pain that destroys you isn't this shit. It's later in life knowing you could have been more. And all that's left is you and the fear and tears of a possibility left. And all your endeavors, schoolwork, the gym, your career, your relationship, your name's attached to it. It's gotta mean more.
If your definition of success is win or
That
lose,
is good.
giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting
Hope you're
yourself
doing
up for
very well,
success.
Miguel.
I really think the
Thank you
biggest
for
key to
popping
it
in.
is just going after it,
Catch you on
and
the
not being
Samuel
concerned whether or not you fail. at what
this
you're doing
evening
now. Instead, understanding
in
the big picture, what your long-term
a bit
goal
cold
is, and
Cape
knowing
Town,
that
South
you keep
Africa,
driving forward and never
but
quit. In the end, you will
it's not that bad.
We must constantly
It's not that bad.
a different way.
So let me know where you're watching from, Miguel. Thank you for popping in. If you have not, I'd appreciate if you can subscribe. Yeah, only if you can. Thank you.
Don't be resigned to that.
Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others and never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. And if you get too engrossed and involved and concerned in regard to things over which you have no control, it will adversely affect the things over which you have control. If you make the effort to do the best of what you're capable, trying to improve the situation that exists for you, I think that's success. And I don't think others can judge that. I think it's like character and reputation.
Losers let it happen. Winners make it happen. Losers see thunderstorms. Winners see rainbows. Losers see icy streets. Winners put on their ice skates. Losers take chances. Winners make choices. It's all in the way you choose to think.
Use your imagination. See yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming towards you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it. And know it's only a period of time until you're moving toward it, and it moving toward you, and you become one with it.
The truly philosophical man is a man who is entirely in control of his own soul, who takes utter and complete moral responsibility for his actions, and is indifferent to everything else, not because he doesn't care about other people, not because he doesn't care about the felicity of the entire human species, but because it's not under his control. There's no use wondering or worrying about what tomorrow will bring, since tomorrow isn't under your control. Do what's right today, and let tomorrow take care of itself.
And I tell people this all the time. There's no future in cool. That's a trend. That's a fad. It comes and it goes, just like dope money. Dope money comes quick and leaves quicker. Okay? We're here for a slow, but for show. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Paso corto, vista larga, which is short steps, long vision.
There's a saying that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. At Apple, I learned that is a total crock. You'll work harder than you ever thought possible, but the tools will feel light in your hands. Having a clue is overrated. There's this funny myth that people actually know what they're doing. I've spent time around some of the richest, smartest, highest status people on the planet, and let me tell you, it's idiots all the way up. Normalize saying, I don't have a clue. I'm going to work out how to do it anyway.
And play.
You don't set them a bar that's so high that it's impossible for them to attain it. You take a look at the kid and you think, okay, this kid's got this range of skill. Here's a challenge we could throw at him or her that exceeds their current level of skill, but gives them a reasonable probability of success. And so, like I'm saying it tongue in cheek to some degree, you know, it's like, but I'm doing it as an aid to humility. It's like, well, I don't know how to start improving my life. Someone might say that. And I would say, well, you're not aiming low enough. There's something you could do that you are regarding as trivial, that you could do, that you would do, that would result in an actual improvement, but it's not a big enough improvement for you. So you won't lower yourself enough to take the opportunity.
Set out to do something, went through it along the way, faced adversity, faced the pain, right in the eyes, kept going past it. Our lives will be created or made from the decisions we make on a moment-to-moment basis. Champions are never woken up and born into success. They're created, they're matured, they're struggled and weathered through that effort, hard work, and dedication and sacrifice to achieve that championship status.
It's these moments, these decisions we make on a daily basis. Do we get up early and go for a run? Do we hit the snooze button? Do we go that extra rep in the gym and our body's dying? Do we push past that? All these little things are the inches that add up to be the measure of difference between first place and forever forgotten second place. Huge margins. But if you look about your day and all these little moments of life, all these little opportunities are in your wheelhouse. You create them. And later in life, when you're crying because you came up short, stop being so selfish. Look back on your day. Examine it. Put it under the microscope. And have responsibility for your actions. Those inches you need to be number one then, which is now in the past, are around us every single day. It's not a bad break. It's not a ref making a bad call. It's that you get up that day and do those little tiny things, the little details, the little nuggets of life. That's what adds up to be a difference. If you're going to sit here and complain why you came up short, without taking responsibility and looking at yourself internally first, on all the opportunities you decide to pass on for comfort, then you're a shallow person, guys.
But the magic you're looking for in life is in the work you're avoiding. There's something that you know you should be doing, whether it be working on yourself, losing weight, writing something, working on your career. The magic you're looking for in life is in the work you're avoiding. Come on, guys. Think about that. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to be, have money. It's you got to work at it. If you really want to be successful, you have to work at it. Nothing is achieved without some perspiration. Nothing. Anything that is worth anything, you have to work at it. The magic you're looking for in life is in the work that you're avoiding. You know what to do. But it's hard sometimes. Look, do I know? I know. Sometimes I want to put on a Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, watch a great movie, go into my screening room, watch something. And I go, oh God, I got to do this. And I go back and I start to write. And after about 10 minutes, the flow comes and I feel, wow, I feel great. And that stays with you. When you watch a movie, instead of doing your work, that's called instant gratification.
Know what your intent as the commander of your life. Know what your intent is, and then fight with everything you've got to win.
Toughness is not about how many push-ups you can do or what you can bench press or how far you can run. Toughness is in the mind.
5,
And your
6,
body
1, 8.
perfect, the most
Yo,
conditions best.
hope you're doing very well.
But if you don't
Appreciate you for popping in.
have a tough mind, if you don't have a
That's the
toughness
top on
of
some
mind,
cardio.
you don't have a tough will.
If you have not, if you can, kindly subscribe. I would appreciate the support. Have a good one.
Consistency, not just in my life, but several areas and aspects of my life that are tied to different people.
Appreciate that.
So I believe,
And then if you can, just let me know where you're watching from. I am in Cape Town, South Africa, and it is almost 11 o'clock in the evening.
I believe in staying consistent and sometimes just changing my aim and my focus and altering it on certain days in different situations and circumstances.
Because I'm doing kind of a bit warm, but it's winter on our side.
Impossible. 2 days in the gym, you don't recognize any change whatsoever. 100 days in the gym, and you're almost a new person.
Everybody has that voice in their head that says, hey, could you really do this? Is it going to happen? There's nothing out there for me.
And that's the problem. You hung up your cape and your cow, but you didn't move on. You never went to find a life. And you're not living. You're just waiting, hoping for things to go bad again.
whatever reasons that we usually give ourselves in the beginning for why we can't achieve something, you can almost always find not only just someone, but someone who's achieved world-class levels of success with worse conditions than you currently have, which then means it's absolutely possible. And then the only thing that it takes to get there is work.
If you want to change your life, you must change your ways. You must develop discipline. You must develop strength.
You don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. Relentless pursuit, day in and day out. That's what it takes. But also, things don't usually fall apart quickly.
Cardio.
Slow process.
Your heart will thank you.
Little setback over there.
Your knees will thank you.
22-year-old man.
If you got kids, they'll definitely
That
thank
annoying
you.
feeling when you realize you're outgrowing a social circle isn't
Longer
lonely. It's your ambition
your life
finally
will
speaking
be.
louder than your need to belong.
Appreciate everyone
The
who's
narrative
watching.
that we should not
If you
criticize
can,
ourselves.
if you have
We
not,
should not
kindly
say the
subscribe.
things that we could have done better.
Appreciate in advance.
But I believe that that voice isn't an insecurity. I think it's a version that wants you to chase your potential.
Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life forgotten.
What is good, Lorenzo
If I go to
from
the audition,
Argentina?
I have a chance
Hope you're
of getting
doing
a
very
phone.
well.
If I don't go to the audition,
I don't know when you said Argentina just off the World Cup. All the best. If I'm not mistaken, Argentina is the defending champions of the World Cup. So all the best. South Africa will be there mixing it up.
No matter how
Appreciate you
good
for
it is,
popping in.
you're gonna die.
If you
Everyone will
can,
move
kindly
on.
subscribe.
Do what you
Thank you in
want.
advance.
It sucks
Hopefully
to not be
having a good one.
but it sucks more to not be yourself.
If you just sacrifice this summer, these next 3 months of your life, you could change the entire trajectory of your entire life.
Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.
You have to let it all go, man. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different. You love different. And you lead different. No matter how bad it is going to be, when there is a challenge. And by a challenge, I mean anything in life, any challenge. Anything that you're facing, the only way to overcome the challenges that you face is to start walking. Take that step.
If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. You are not stressed from doing too much. You are stressed from doing too little of what you care about.
I say be happy with what you got. You'll be happy. Me, I want what's coming to me, or what's coming to you. The world is coming. And everything in it.
He said, I want what all other men want. He said, I guarantee you, when I line up and they line up, I want what all other men want. I guarantee you, when you line up in your one-on-one battles, you want what all other men want. The same way you want the victory, they want the victory. I want what all other men want. He said, but when the pressure hits, when the opposition hits, when the challenge hits, when the pain creeps in, when the uncertainty creeps in, when the cuts, when the scars, when the bruises come, I want what all other men want. He said, but when the opposition and adversity shows up, I just want it a little bit more than they wanted. And so that's how I conquer, and that's how nobody has ever beaten me yet. I just want one thing from you. As great as you are, as skilled as you are, as talented as you are, I just want one thing from you. Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do. People don't burn out, people don't quit, people don't underachieve, people don't settle because of what they do. People burn out, people quit, people underachieve, and people settle because life makes them forget why they do it. Stay humble. Never forget where you came from. Stay hungry.
Keep that fire in your soul and stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world, because the world don't need no more copies. It need originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else that can do what you do like you do.
You need to get on it. You need to be in here every day. You're almost out of time. You're 22. You're late.
It's a man's game tonight, now. You know that. It's a man's game tonight. Here we come. Here we come. It's a man's game now.
I believe so much in myself, and I have a bulletproof mind. And when I go out there, I know what I'm able to do, and I do it good.
You're pushing the water, and the jogger, actually. Look at this. Wow. The Florida man right there for you, Blake, jogging in the hurricane.
If you pan it down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's not a car or a person inside. If you pan over here, it's the same thing. Not a car or a person inside. People call it arrogant, I call it confidence. Ignorant people call it arrogant. Intelligent people call it confidence.
There are no solutions, only trade-offs. What's that mean to you?
That you're never going to completely solve anything in your life or in the world, and there's always going to be compromises that you have to make. And if you aren't willing to make those compromises, or you don't keep your mind open for those compromises, you're going to run into some real problems. But if you look at it and the fact that you know you might put a little more effort over here, and it's going to take away from some effort over there, you can't just do everything at once. So yeah, no solutions, only trade-offs.
We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
I can't. You can't? Are you f***ing kidding me? You just said I can't? Like, I want to bitch slap that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I don't have time for people that are weak and they say I can't. No, you can't. You will.
You gotta look at things and say, like at a certain point, like eliminate the outcome. Stop being driven by rewards. Stop being driven by outcomes. Stop being driven by, if I get this, I'm gonna do this. Just work. And if you don't get what you thought you were gonna get, show up and still go to work. Because along the process, what's more important, what you acquire or who you become? And a lot of people think what they acquire is the thing that makes them who they are. No, it's who you become in the process of chasing what you want to acquire, right? Change expectation for appreciation. Extract the lessons and the blessings from the situations that didn't turn out the way you wanted them to turn out. But most importantly, man, approach it and eliminate the outcome, right? Just go for it, work.
This is why most people never get anywhere. Most people are incapable of picking a direction and just going. They observe the possibilities. They get paralyzed by all the possibilities. They refuse to move forward on all the possibilities, and then time passes them by. So it's very important that you make a decision and you go down that path. You commit to that path with the mentality of having zero options. I don't have a choice but to see this through. Okay, if I don't see this through, I'm going to be digging ditches. That's what I tell myself. When I don't want to come here and I don't want to do this, and I get tired of, doing what I do, which happens to everybody. You go through ups and downs. I pretend like I have zero options. I say, well, if I don't do this, bro, I'm going to be digging ditches, so I better show the fuck up and get it done. And that might sound ridiculous to you because that's not the truth anymore, but I still tell myself that, and that's how I operate. So you have to pick something, and then you have to commit to it for as long as that's going to take to make sure that you see it through.
Most of the reason that we're afraid to fail is because we're afraid of dying in an abstract reality. We think, oh, we catastrophize. Okay, I'll lose my job, and then no one will like me, and then I won't be able to get a job again, and then I'll be homeless, and then I'll like, right? Like, that's how we go, right? But when I thought through, I was like, what would actually happen? So if I went there and I failed, what I did? I was like, well, I'd apply to business school. And I'd have this cool story, and they like entrepreneurs, or people who tried to do things. So this would be fine. This would be okay. And I have plenty of friends who would let me sleep on the couch if I had to. I could go back to mom and dad's house with my tail between my legs, which I felt was honestly the most horrifying thing that I could imagine, going back home as a failure. Yes. But the one that got me out of it was, I can always get the job back. Mm-hmm. So like, this is actually a significantly lower risk move than I'm perceiving it to be. I can get the job back, or I can get another job that's comparable, right? I have the experience, and me doing all this stuff only makes me more valuable because I'll have a cooler story
than somebody who just did 4 years of this job rather than 2, and then did 2 years of things on their own. And so that was the one argument. The secondary argument was, for me, I was young at the time. I was like, this is extremely hard to do. If you say, because I used to always tell people, like, yeah, I'd like to go to my own business someday. Like, it's almost like you like tag it on to like, what do you do now? And I'd like to. And so I thought to myself, if it's this hard now, when I have no kids, I have no wife, I have no stakes, it's going to be nearly impossible for me to do later. And so I was like, I have to do it now.
Do you think Michael Jordan was just interested in winning championships? You think Kobe Bryant was just interested in basketball? You think Jeff Bezos was just interested in shipping packages? You think Elon Musk is just interested in whatever the hell he's interested in today? Those individuals are obsessed. They are obsessed. In order to be the best, in order to reach that next level, you can no longer be interested. Interested is a hobby. You can be interested in many things. Oh, I'm interested in reading. I'm interested in gardening. I'm interested in cars. You can fall in and out of your interest. But your obsession stays with you all the time. You have to become obsessed.
I'm alone, and look at me. There's nobody around. Nobody likes me, man. It is what it is. Sometimes in life, people are not going to be around you to motivate you. They're not going to be around you to push you, to celebrate you, to applaud you. You got to do it on your own. That's what I'm doing right now.
Champions do daily what everybody do occasionally. Everybody else does. You just do it daily. You're not extraordinary. You just do the ordinary extra. That's it. That's what makes you separate you.
I think this thing that we all have, everyone has, not just me, I mean, everybody that does anything has. And it's like this voice in your head that wants you to do nothing. This voice in your head, you have to decide that you are a professional. This is what a professional does. A professional goes to work and they give in to the muse. Okay, the concept of the muse. You settle in and receive creativity almost like as a divine gift from this magical entity, the muse. Now, whether or not it's real is not important. What's important is if you treat it as if it's real, it does work.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes. If you're one of those people that push work-life balance, just remember, the people who like working a lot don't care. I've never regretted trying harder at anything ever. Hard times last long, but an epic story feels like a lifetime.
Think about the things that you tell yourself, the lies you use to rationalize taking the easy road. Taking the easy road and leaving discipline behind. Think about them. You don't have time. That's a lie. And there's, you're too busy. Sure you are. That's a lie.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired. That's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the court.
We suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it.
The bad days create the story that I'm one day going to tell myself about what I got through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without the bad days, the story would be way more lame. There would be no glory in overcoming anything, because what did you overcome? It was all just 40, 60, vanilla ice cream, mush, gray, like, existence. Yeah.
Everything is possible in your life when you believe. When you believe, everything is possible. You have the two hands.
every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do some shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be today? You want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't?
And if you don't have a high, if you don't have lows, it doesn't come. If you know the bad, you know the good.
Doing the thing in spite of not wanting to do the thing is discipline, right? You don't need motivation to get yourself up to go and do it. Make the promise small, build it up step by step. Know that you are going to have setbacks. A habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row.
You feel like right now you're looking around and you're lost or directionless, I would take about 15 minutes and figure out what the hell you want to do with your life. And I would start getting after it.
When you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery and shitty, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard. I was just trying to I was fat. And I ran by a graveyard. And I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there just are so upset with how you lived your life. Regret how you lived it. I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't die like this, bro. I go back to the months and years of preparation to get to that day. And I'm telling myself, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm looking at my shoes. I want to go out there and run 30 miles. I have to, in that second, in that moment of this self-talk, my mind said, you got to find more, you got to find more. I once again calm down, go back into my mind, in my cookie jar, I call it, and I have to reflect back on the shit I did to get here.
When I was in college, drinking, partying, doing all the things, and being like, you know what, I'm going to stop this. When my friends go out, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to go to the gym.
The man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. Wow, that man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed. There's no glory in that.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline because you give up in the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition, the same thing that you don't want to do. That's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind. And I was like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it.
The emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something hard 1,000 times.
The discipline can seem like it's your worst enemy. But the reality is, discipline is your best friend. It will take care of you like nothing else can. And it'll put you on that path. The path to strength and health and intelligence and happiness. Motivation, you have to learn to exist without it. You have to learn to be your best self and the least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all this. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there. Because I'm not going to always be motivated.
Effort, dedication, work hard, because the talent is not enough anymore. And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not going to reach the level that you want.
A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years making food. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arm because it makes me just like, what if?
It's easy. Hell yeah. It's the easiest thing in the world to do.
All right, man, I'm done.
I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going.
the one.
Yeah, it's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Every morning, every day, relax. We have choices to make. You get the choice to stay in bed, to say, forget it, I'm not gonna work out today, or forget it, I'm not gonna work hard today. You always have a choice every single day of your life. So
Friendly reminder that in 3 generations, everyone who knew us will be dead, including the people whose opinions stopped you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine if someone you know achieves every dream, hits every goal they have. Years later, they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much do you care? About as much as everyone else will if you accomplish your goals and dreams. Do it for you.
You got to do something to get control of your brain, of your mind. You got to check yourself. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you set an alarm every 45 minutes, so you can audit your thoughts, so you can audit what is influencing you, so you can control what's influencing you. Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind.
Some of you just don't understand. Some of you have been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work. But there's a lot of you out there who want to be much more than average, but just don't know how to do every single day of life.
Appreciate those who are watching. I am 47 minutes into it. It's definitely getting easier. You know, it was, I think day number 4 was very challenging, but definitely getting easier.
There's no excuse for not being the hardest worker. Yeah, someone might be bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, younger, whatever else, but there is no excuse to not be the hardest worker there. And when you believe that you have the ability to do something, that the life that you're living right now is going down this direction, you can hate where it is. There is nothing else to do but to change direction. I believe that I cannot go that way anymore. I gotta go this way. And what do you have to lose? You know the outcome. You continue the same shit. Why not just commit one time in your life to something? See what happens. There are no losers in the world of passion and commitment to something. No one loses there. The losers are the people that sit the starting line and never initiate. It's the belief that supremacy exists. There's so many examples in the Olympics, and every day we see the common man with the odds against them, overcoming what people thought could never happen. And probably he didn't even think it. But there he stands victorious and a role model for all of us. Like, oh my God, we want to be him. But before he was him, he was us. What got him there was an undying belief. And every drop of sweat that came out, and every pain and ache and everything else was just a telltale sign of getting closer and closer to that dream that we were when we were kids of being reality. Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life for God you have. Every family deserves to have a winner. I think it should be you. But you also have to disconnect, unplug your umbilical cord from the belly button of average, and plug yourself into the mindset of a winner, which is a winner does more than expected every single time, no matter how they feel, no matter the circumstances.
You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen.
If you want some kind of good outcome, you're going to have to work hard for it. And if you don't work hard for something, you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
There's a payoff for bad intention. There's a payoff. It can't be bad for so long. If you got the strength and the understanding to realize that,
You need to get on it. that you need to be in here every day. You're almost out of time. 22, you're late. Stop being driven by rewards. Stop being driven by outcomes. Stop being driven by, if I get this, I'm going to do this. Just work. And if you don't get what you thought you were going to get, show up and still go to work. Because along the process, what's more important, what you acquire or who you become?
You cannot erase the work ethic part. There is no getting around. Ain't no elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs.
Had quite a few people on that have that same message that resonates with people because we're all trying to improve ourselves. No one's perfect. Nope. I'm not perfect now. I never will be. You're not, and you never will be, but you're better than you were yesterday. You're going to be better tomorrow.
You have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever is in front of you.
If you take away suffering and leave discomfort, you realize that the only difference between discomfort and suffering is resistance.
You don't start things and not finish. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're going to do it to try and be the best.
You need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, in uncomfortable scenarios, okay? If you do easy things, you will have a hard life. If you do hard things, you will have an easy life. Let me say it again. If you do easy things, you will have a hard life. If you do hard things, you will have an easy life. As a man, you have to understand that we as men, we do better in environments where we are uncomfortable, okay? You put pressure on a rock, it turns into a diamond.
Through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition, the same thing that you don't want to do. That's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind.
Imagine that you're in a movie. Imagine the movie begins now. And you're the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
What would that guy do?
Well, you should be afraid. Don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking.
You find answers in the life. None. It's too happy. It's too nice. And we're not really taught how to live in happiness. That just comes naturally with us. Dream big dreams. Let your mind float free. All really exceptional men and women dream big dreams. They allow their minds to float. They think of what they could be and what they could do and what they really, really want.
Why are you so focused on what could go wrong when everything could go right? By nature, the journey is intimidating. It's built in. That's how it should be. No movie would be exciting if there wasn't, oh, what if he falls off that beam? What if he falls off the bridge and dies? It's supposed to be scary. That's why it's incredible. It's supposed to be scary. You're supposed to risk everything, and you're meant to accomplish it.
The biggest way you have to fail is to let motherfuckers know what you want to do.
Never live that.
Never let them know. So when I disappear, you know I'm doing something. You know I'm doing something.
You're coming home from work late at night, doing the same module every day. 9 to 5, 9 to 5, living for the weekends. 9 to 5, make a little bit of coin, so they can do what they love with who they love. For the majority of their life is spent in a cubicle doing what they hate next to the motherfucker they hate too. It doesn't make any sense. As time goes on, the windows of opportunities close, and they look around like, man, I just had some bad breaks in your life. You know, things didn't work out my way. Bullshit. Take some ownership. Your life is exactly what you wanted. Because every day, you've had choices to make. You're responsible and credible for every single choice. The small ones that you don't even remember. You don't even think anyone else would, have credibility or ownership of. Some do have ownership of them. The little tiny nuggets of life. The harder paths. The little tiny seeds that bear the great oak in the forest. They all get planted one day. The little saplings before they turn to the monster. Or in your account, every single day, you've made the choices. Billions of people on this planet, and you don't think 100,000 are going to be your fan? 100,000 won't buy your product. 100,000 won't support you.
In order to be successful, you have to fail a lot to double your rate of failure. If you want to be successful faster, fail more often. You see, there's this law of probabilities that says the more you fail, the more likely you are to succeed. The less you fail, the less likely you are to succeed. Peter Drucker says you would never hire a person who has not had some major failures in life because they haven't learned anything. Stick to the fight. When you're hardest hit, it's when things seem worst that you must not quit.
And if you don't quit and you keep on keeping on, then you will become unstoppable.
People want to work hard for a medal, put work in, and they want to receive something for their work immediately. Success happens behind closed doors. Nobody will be there on the journey. It's you versus you. No one is going to save you except for you. It's on you. You have to work hard, not for a medal, but you're working hard to pay your dues. You're putting in this sweat equity so that later in life, you never have to look at the ceiling and ask, what if? It's not about the recognition. It's not about the medal. It's about you. And you know exactly what it takes. Everybody knows what a hard day of work feels like. Everyone knows what it feels like to go to the gym and you work your off. And afterwards, you know exactly what that feeling is. When you truly work hard, everyone at some point. But most people have that kind of moment once a month. You know truly what it takes. And it's hard. But if you think the price of being successful is too high, wait until you're served the bill for regret. You don't have a choice here. You have to put into something.
Top 5% are very clear about where it is they're going and what it is they want to accomplish. And when I look at unsuccessful men and women, or men and women who seem to be unhappy and floundering, I find that almost invariably they have a very, very limited sense of direction, sometimes no sense of direction at all. You see, we as human beings are goal-seeking organisms. We only function at our very best when we're working toward accomplishing something that is important to us. And in my estimation, 80 to 90% of all the unhappiness is caused by people having no sense of direction. They don't know where they're going. As they say, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
The guy walking wishes he had a bike. The guy biking wishes he had a van. The guy with the van wishes he had a sports car. The guy with the sports car wishes that he had a supercar. The guy with the supercar, 40 years old, looks at the 16-year-old that's walking and thinks, damn, I wish I had more time. If you look around enough, everybody will have something that you don't have that you want. And if you're too busy looking around at what you want, you're never going to appreciate what you have. And then you never live.
Time management is the control of the sequence of events. But most of your stress in life comes from a feeling that you are out of control of the sequence of events.
I got an email the other day. This guy talking about he's struggling to get up. Once he go to the gym, start crying early in the morning. I said, when I was 24, I had the same condition, man. I had the same problem. So I started to study it. And when I studied it, I came with this crazy conclusion. I was just being a big, when I say it's not gender specific. It's a mindset. It godless. It means weak, soft. Feel sorry for yourself. Get your ass up and lace him up.
You get in the car, no music, nothing. You go on a 2-hour-long drive. The driving is just enough stimulation so that you're not so bored where you have to quit, have to scroll, you don't want to. So the driving, focusing on the road, just enough stimulation, but then you're thinking for hours and hours. A lot of people say, my best shots are in the shower. Shower thoughts. The only reason shower thoughts are a thing is because that's the only time in the day most people aren't distracted by something significant. Just water over you, and then you're thinking for 5 minutes. And you have incredible ideas in just that 5 minutes. Imagine if you gave it more time.
A person who's making $250,000 a year is not 10 times smarter or better than a person who's making $25,000 a year. Why is there 10 times the difference in income? And you go all the way up the ladder. The person who's making $2.5 million a year, is that person 100 times better, smarter than the person making $25,000 a year? Impossible.
You just stare at nothing. You close your eyes. You stare at a wall and let yourself think for 10, 15 minutes a day. Your life will change. That's how you get in touch with your identity, your mind, your ideas. That's how you come up with something incredible. If you feel stuck, it's not because you're an idiot. It's not because you don't have good ideas. You're not letting your mind open up. It's the most powerful thing this universe has ever created. Science cannot comprehend the human brain, and it will never be able to comprehend the human brain. It is too incredible. It's too powerful. All you have to do is let it work. It takes like 10 minutes to boot up. So every day, just get into practice and stare at a wall. A lot of people just hope. They just wait for an idea to pop in their head, something to happen. They're like, why is my depression not going away? Why do I feel so stuck? I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for something. I'm stuck. I'm waiting. You have to put conscious effort in.
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And I just
believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create.
Do not save your dreams for somebody else to do. Every single day you wake up and somebody that had less than you ends up with more than you. And that should drive you insane. Watching somebody steal your dreams, watching somebody live their dreams for you is the ultimate form of regret.
Why not you? You have the tools. You have the brain power. You have the abilities. You are